Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're unpacking a truly fascinating case study in modern infrastructure. We're looking at how massive industrial-scale operations can actually successfully meet high environmental and personal responsibility. We're going to explore the recent data and updates from Energy Transfer, analyzing how they managed to operate this incredible dual engine. They're driving record financial growth on one hand, while simultaneously achieving unprecedented operational safety improvements on the other. It's a balancing act that, honestly, very few organizations can pull off at this magnitude. Okay, let's just dive right into this. To set the stage for the sheer scale we're talking about here, 30%. Energy Transfer moves an awe-inspiring 30% of all natural gas in the entire United States. And, if that wasn't enough of a hook, they also transport right around 40% of the country's crude oil. It's really hard to overstate just how integral this single partnership is to both our domestic and the global energy supply. They are literally the arteries of the energy economy. To understand this dual engine, we're looking at 5 key areas today. 1. A year of record highs. 2. Expanding the energy footprint. 3. Achieving historic safety excellence. 4. Environmental innovation. And 5. Fueling the AI boom. All right, let's kick things off with area number 1. A year of record highs. So in 2023, they achieved a staggering $13.7 billion. That represents a partnership record in adjusted EBITDA, which, by the way, is up 5% over the previous year. What you should really take away from this is that this level of financial stability and upward momentum didn't go unnoticed. It actually led Fitch to upgrade their credit rating to BBB with a stable outlook. It absolutely proves that their fully integrated business model, with multiple segments providing balanced contributions, is working exceptionally well. Looking at this consistent upward momentum from 2022 to 2023, you can see adjusted EBITDA jumped to that $13.7 billion. But equally impressive here is their distributable cash flow, which rose to $7.6 billion. Now, what does that mean? Well, it resulted in roughly $3.6 billion in excess cash flow after distributions. Plus, they offered a highly attractive 9.1% distribution yield. This is exactly what we mean when we talk about highlighting record financial growth. They are, without a doubt, in the strongest financial position in their entire history. Moving right along to number 2, expanding the energy footprint. Now, those record financial numbers don't just magically appear out of thin air, right? They require massive physical assets, and their presence across the United States is truly staggering. Their footprint now spans 44 states, utilizing a network of over 125,000 miles of pipeline. That is a massive continent-spanning web. But they aren't just moving energy from state to state. Their export terminals and pipeline assets are moving natural gas liquids, crude oil, and refined products to an incredible 77 countries and territories globally. That was a 30% increase in export reach over just the previous year alone.
This incredibly sprawling infrastructure is the direct result of some massive strategic acquisitions they made in 2023. Energy Transfer invested $8.6 billion to acquire Crestwood Equity Partners and Lotus Midstream Operations. These acquisitions dramatically enhanced their system capabilities. The Lotus deal, for example, added about 3,000 miles of crude oil gathering and transportation pipelines straight across the Permian Basin, while Crestwood added some really vital gas gathering and processing capacity in the Williston, Delaware, and Powder River basins.
Which brings us to a really critical pivot in our narrative today. It's a question we absolutely have to ask when looking at industrial expansion of this magnitude. Can historic growth actually coexist with historic safety? Think about it. How does a company grow this aggressively, acquiring billions in assets and absorbing literally thousands of miles of new pipe without letting their operational standards slip? Well, juxtaposing these two sides reveals the true power of their dual engine. On the left, we've got that $8.6 billion in aggressive physical and financial expansion. And yet, on the right, they simultaneously achieved record low incident rates. Specifically, we're talking about their total recordable incident rate, or TIIR, and their pipeline vehicle incident rate, PVIR. This proves beyond a shadow of a doubt that their aggressive expansion did not compromise their operational integrity. In fact, their operational safety improvements actually outpaced their physical growth. Pretty amazing stuff. That brings us to part 3, achieving historic safety excellence. Safety records like this don't just happen by accident. They require a deeply proactive culture. It's not just about, avoiding accidents. It's about actively hunting for risks. In 2023, they executed over 10,000 safety engagements and quality job reviews. That is a massive jump from the previous year.
Furthermore, employees filed over 4,000 near-miss and good catch reports, which basically means they're spotting and fixing potential hazards before they ever have the chance to become accidents. They even went as far as joining the Construction Safety Research Alliance at the University of Colorado, collaborating with academic researchers and other companies to use real, defendable science to eliminate workplace injuries entirely.
Next up, number 4, environmental innovation and reductions. That exact same proactive mindset applies directly to their alternative energy initiatives, which saw a massive 40% jump in renewable natural gas, or RNG, transported across their system. As you can see, they went from moving 5 billion cubic feet in 2022 to over 7 billion cubic feet in 2023. By expanding to 19 RNG plants and interconnects, they're smartly utilizing their extensive existing gas system to safely and reliably transport renewable fuels. And it goes beyond renewable fuels. They're actively pulling carbon right out of the atmosphere. In 2023, through carbon capture and sequestration technology installed in New Mexico and Texas, they sequestered nearly 70,000 metric tons of carbon dioxide. Add to that a highly innovative and, frankly, just really awesome conservation partnership with Ducks Unlimited in Ohio and Louisiana. That partnership helps sequester an additional 368 metric tons of CO2, or its equivalent. So they're proving that traditional infrastructure can absolutely be repurposed and optimized for serious environmental stewardship.
Finally, we arrive at area number 5, fueling the AI boom.
Looking forward, this stable, massive infrastructure connects directly to the defining technological shift of our time. The Motley Fool recently established exactly why we're even talking about a midstream pipeline operator when we talk about artificial intelligence. They noted that Energy Transfer is, quote, one of the best-positioned companies to benefit from the artificial intelligence boom and the industry's voracious need for power. AI requires massive data centers, right? And those data centers require unprecedented, uninterrupted electricity. So why exactly are they the critical backbone for this? Well, first off, they have access to some of the absolute cheapest natural gas in the country, thanks to their unmatched position in the Permian Basin. But here's the kicker. They aren't just moving the gas, they're actively building the power generation. Construction is currently underway on 8 natural gas-fired electric generation facilities in Texas alone. They are quite literally building the dedicated power engines required to feed the tech industry's voracious appetite. And they are putting serious capital behind this forward-looking strategy. They've earmarked nearly $10 billion in aggregate growth project capital expenditures for the near future. This proves they are not just, resting on their 2023 record highs, they are actively scaling right now to meet the incoming tidal wave of power demand. Which leaves us with this final, really fascinating thought. As the AI revolution continues to demand truly unprecedented levels of power, who else in the market is actually positioned to grow this fast, and more importantly, to do it this safely? Energy Transfer has shown us that through a relentless focus on operational excellence, you don't actually have to choose between record financial growth and historic safety. You really can achieve both. It's the ultimate model for future-ready industrial scale. Thanks so much for joining me on this deep dive, and I'll see you on the next explainer.